Okay. Oh, wait, this might be it. But no, I'm sure I dropped
And
it.
we're live.
Hey, everyone.
Hi, welcome to TFT Tarot for Today.
Divine Dabblings with,
Oberon.
and me, Banshee. Sorry, I'm just a little scattered here. I thought I dropped something on the ground.
We have a
So,
little bit of discombobulation going on at the moment, various things. Uh, we got the long awaited
I did drop
light
some.
bulbs that we needed for our professional lighting, and then found out that we didn't quite get the right ones, so we're resorting to our regular jury rigged lighting that we have. Makes me look nice and
Yellow.
yellow. Oh, that's a song, right?
I'm back. So, yeah,
Oh, there you
sorry
are.
for the non-professional look, but we'll
Hi,
have to
everybody.
continue for a while because I'm not going to keep ordering bulbs that do not work. So maybe when
Exactly.
we can get in a store again and actually look them over, that might be better. So I think I've missed some people here who are
I
popping
think
in.
Junior Goddess should help us out with the bulb since this was actually bequeathed to us by Junior Goddess. So maybe we
Well,
could do that.
we should have had the information on the box, so I don't know.
I tried to match it up with Amazon, and this is what I got.
I think I'm
Hi,
getting
Sunman.
everybody on the list, just making sure.
We're hanging in there. Sunny
We're
day.
hanging in there so far, but it's getting worrisome because, some people in my family here have city jobs, and city jobs are starting to furlough. And so we're getting very concerned about that. But right now, we're all getting paid and we're grateful. I'm working at home still. But I have to say, I don't know about anybody else, but this weekend things just started to hit me. I don't know. I felt very somber this weekend and kind of gloomy, which I couldn't figure out. I'm wondering, maybe, Mr. O, if I'm having a week long birthday festivities hangover. That I'm finally, coming down from that birthday high and just feeling kind of gloomy. But I was kind of wondering if anybody else was picking up on that energy, just kind of gloomy kind of energy lately I'm feeling, and I'm hoping it's not some other reason other than that.
These are special photography bulbs for an actual photography setup, so I'm not sure if they have them. I could check it out. But I got them from my daughter-in-law who does professional photography. It's part of a whole race. So I'm not sure if I can just get them there, but I'll take a look for that. Hi, Sandy.
Yep, I think I've got everybody on the list thus far. I'll go
Hi,
over the. Oh,
Jakari.
Angel, welcome, welcome.
Hi, Angel.
Well, I am concerned, Angel. There is stuff going down. When I don't know how to say this other than when big administrators take pay cuts, and you kind of get worried that something else is coming down the pike. Let's just say. So there have been a few adjustments already. I'm sure there's going to be more to come. Just hanging day by day. That's all we can do, I guess, at this point. For some of us, though, who are nearing retirement, it is getting worrisome.
Well, right. I'm actually really close to, like, literally within just 2 months or so of my so-called 20-year anniversary. And now they are talking about layoffs, and I don't know what that will do to disrupt my retirement because, of course, I have to have my exact 20 years to get a certain level of benefits. So I am not feeling very good about that.
Well, I decided for the collective
Hi,
today
Angel.
to pull one of my Animal Speaks runes of Ted Andrews, the late Ted Andrews. Had a great deal of respect for him and his love of animals. And I pulled, for all of us upright, because you can get them reversed, I pulled Hummingbird, which is about dreams, which is really interesting to me because this is a period of more, I think, more intense dreams. They've even talked about it on TV shows, that people are dreaming more and having some really crazy dreams.
Banshee is a very big fan of Ted Andrews.
Yeah.
Sandy.
Yep. Hummingbird and dreams. This is what it's telling us. Although one of the smallest species of birds, the hummingbird is also one of the most amazing. It awakens a sense of wonder in everyone who encounters them. Hummingbird's appearance signals a time of new nectar within your life. New joy is manifesting around you, and your dreams are closer to being fulfilled. Okay, so you're talking about those dreams. I certainly hope so. So you are entering a period of accomplishment. Regardless of the present circumstances or those of the recent past, Hummingbird's appearance always heralds joy and accomplishment. You will begin to see attainment of your dreams. Opportunity is manifesting around you, and you should grab it heartily. This is a time of blessings and new sunshine. New ventures of success and renewed health are the promise. I could hope on that health one. Past dreams and opportunities to manifest them are resurfacing. Take advantage of them for the next few months. It's really interesting getting that now. So, oftentimes what looks like a curse is a blessing in disguise. We need to keep hope alive. That's what I say.
Yes, in Detroit area, a couple of public libraries that are part of a city municipality have declared furloughs for the library. And of course, I work for a city library too, so I haven't been able to go in either, but I've been getting paid, of course. So I'm just wondering, because I'm so close to my 20-year anniversary, I just have a feeling that I'm not going to make it there.
Hang in there, Mr. O. Keep hope alive. So, Sandy, I see what you said there, and I would say that these runes are just one of my favorite things of his. Not the favorite, but one of my favorites of his. I like his other tool, which is a card deck called I think it's called the Nature Speaks Oracle. I really like that one. But he has great books, like you said, and some wonderful stuff.
Hi, Gina.
Hey, Gina. Welcome, welcome.
And hi to everybody. We probably have everybody on the list, so we will be getting that started in just a few moments.
Yes, indeed. Do you want to talk about the decks you're reading with?
Sure. I am going to use the Tarot of the Ages, which is an older deck. I like it. It has a little bit of every culture in it, or four or five major cultures.
I think we both have that deck.
Yes, we both have that deck. And then, of course, by popular demand, the Nefertari deck, which has the gold guillotine, and this is the Emperor. And that's the back, and I love that deck. And then finally, I also have to use the Night Sun Tarot. And that's a picture of the world with Shiva. And this deck was also designed by the artist Fabio Listrani, who does the incredible Santa Muerte Tarot. But this was an earlier one of his, and it's quite unique. All of his decks are very unique.
Was that from you?
That's from me.
Well, I've shaken things up just a little bit in my tarot cards this week, but when I'm I am sticking with two of the decks I have been reading with. So I still have the After Tarot that I'm going to be reading with. I love that deck. It's just very, very cool. And then I also have the Animal Totem Tarot, which I really like a lot as well. But you know what? My birthday gifts have come in. And so I'm also going to read today with, wish I could find one with all of them in it, but I'm not going to. So I'll stick with the Lovers and show you the Golden Girl Tarot. I took the plunge and bought myself the Golden Girl Tarot, which we think is just awesome. We always love the Golden Girls.
Hey, Angel, I probably made more progress learning the Night Sun Tarot. I don't use it a whole lot, but I probably use the Santa Muerte less. But they're both really unique and colorful. They are beautiful decks to use.
And to go back to a more traditional Lenormand without the extra cards that Cyril Marchetti made, I'm using my new Pixie Astounding Lenormand, which is truly astounding. It is like an homage to the Waite Tarot, and I think in the artwork of Pamela Coleman Smith. And what they do is so awesome. They take the artist, this is by Edmund Zabrowski. I'm not sure. I assume they're responsible for putting the art together, but they like take different parts of different tarot cards from the Rider-Waite and use them as backgrounds, etc., for the Lenormand deck. And so it is really, really cool. I want to show you just another one and see if you guys can recognize something there. Well, that's too easy. Hold on. This is probably pretty easy for a lot of you too, but does anybody recognize the background on that card?
I do.
He did right away. I knew, sort of.
It's the Five of Swords from the Rider-Waite Tarot.
Hi, Googly Tube. I'll add you to the
Hi,
list.
Googly.
I'll go over the list in a minute.
Yes, that's a unique deck. At first glance, when I looked at it, I thought, oh, it reminded me of a fortune-telling deck that a kid in my neighborhood had, that kind of drawing. But then when I saw that it was actually derived from some Rider-Waite Tarot images, or most of them, I thought, how unique. It's a very unique deck. It's called
That's
the Pixie.
cool. The Pixie's Astounding Lenormand.
It is astounding.
It is astounding, and it is way cool. So we're going to use that one today. So it's back to more traditional Lenormand. So, all right, I'm going to go over the list for everybody so you know where you're at. It's not a very big list for now, so here we go. We have Sunny. Sunny, you came in first. Sunny Day, K-Dash, and then Balkis, Jakari, Sandy, Angel, Gina, and Googly Tube.
All right.
Did I miss anyone? If so, speak now.
Alrighty.
So, Sonny, what do you got today? Yes, Kitty is taking... I will not be able to shuffle on this table. Here's the given here.
Look at him.
I know. These cats lately. All right, so, Sonny, what you got for us today? What's your question? I'm going to give these more of a shuffle. I think these are fantastic. And I've already been, of course, reading with the Golden Girls Tarot. And what fun. So that's why I thought they were ready to go.
Hi, Gina.
Yeah, I heard about cats that got infected with the virus. That's sad. I mean, that we can spread it to our feline friends. I would not want to do that. Oh, hey, Jenna. I'll get you on the list.
Okay, I think we have Sunny's question.
All right. Oh, okay. All right. Let's throw 3 cards for that. Do you want me to start?
Go ahead. And we have Josephine, too, if you want to dash
Oh,
her down
let me-
there. Hi, Josephine.
Hi, Josephine.
Jenna.
I'll get you on the list. I got Jenna on the list. All right. The gang is all here. So let's start with my animal one. Okay, he just moved my chat down. How did he do that? I think it was his ear. We had a bunny brigade outside today. They were playing right in front of our little condo here, and the cats missed it. 3 of them. Yeah, it was kind of cool.
Kind of big ones, too. They weren't real tiny rabbits. They were bigger rabbits.
Yeah. Shuffle up.
All right. We're a little laid back today.
Oh, I don't know. Like I said, this has just been a strange weekend for me. I feel like a lot of heavy energy, so I'm not sure what's going on, why this is so.
Do you want me to put them back, or can you?
I can. Look at me reaching around the mic here.
reaching out for a helping hand.
But I think I will lay them by you because that's what I've got. So let's see. Okay, that's interesting. Let's see.
Oops.
Well, Sonny, you might be right about this.
You have the
It's
Knight
not
of
looking
Wands,
great. Yeah, the Knight
which
of
is
Wands reversed.
you have Justice reversed. And then you have Strength reversed. And Strength and Justice sometimes have corollary positions to each other, or they have similar meanings to each other, or they're parts of that spectrum or continuum. Excuse me. Did you want to go ahead?
Well, the Knight of Wands seems like it's, like some attempt at a move was made. It's interesting because you're talking about how this approaching your family is going to go. And it seems as though, yeah, there's a lot of unsureness about this and negativity attached with this. I am feeling like this might be a futile effort, at least by looking at this card alone. And part of the reason might stem from what else I'm seeing here. Like, for example, the next card, Justice Reversed. There's some imbalance, there's some unfairness, there's some somebody's feeling that they've been treated unfairly, whether it's you by your family or vice versa. There is some hurdle that needs to be breached there. Some coming to terms that's necessary. That's the Chariot reversed, right?
Strength.
Oh, Strength reversed. Strength reversed, shows you to it. I almost feel like, you feel like you reached out to them and you feel like when you did this, you were kind of in a weakened position. Like you're not in the best place to do this right now, but you felt you needed to do this anyway.
Well, I agree with a lot of what you said, Banshee, there. I think that Strength reverse shows that somewhere in the equation, people, whether it's you or those other family members, need to feel more with their heart rather than with their head here. They just need to be able to apply a little bit more fairness, because to me, strength and justice, because that's also about the fairness.
That's a good point.
There are a little bit dual sides here of the same question about applying justice or fairness, and also about applying the appropriate pressure or inappropriate pressure. Too much pressure, people trying to force their way to make things happen. The greatest strength is when you use love and understanding.
So, like justice and fairness tempered by also the heart. In other words, sometimes we have to take into account, some emotional factors as opposed to just stone cold justice.
Okay, so the other card, the Knight of Wands,
Yeah.
is depicted by an ostrich, and there's its
Yeah.
head, its hole, but it's reversed. And so I'm going to look at that literally and saying that maybe coming out of the ostrich hole possibly hasn't been to your benefit. That in this move to make a connect with them, you kind of came out of your ostrich hole, because that's an ostrich there, and the result was just not very pleasing. And so you're probably going to be tempted to just sort of lay low again for a while. And that may be okay. It looks to me like there's a lot of immutability here going on. A lot of people who really can't move their positions. If you honestly feel that you're in the right about your position, then stand your ground, I think, is what it's telling me. Especially with that Knight of Wands too reversed in a way. It's kind of like saying stand your ground. Don't give in to them, because they're probably not really worth it. I hate to say that about people's family. But I've been there myself with my own family. So there you go. What you got?
Staring and wondering. Okay, so I have the fish. That's the card I drew first. And then I have the gentleman. So I don't know. I'm looking of two minds here. I don't know if there's somebody in the family, a male, who could benefit you financially. Or the other way that I'm looking at this here is that, the fish oftentimes are about how to ride the waves, how to go with the flow, there's movement. And it seems to me, is there any male again in your family that might be able to smooth things over for you, whether it's a grandparent, somebody like that? Because I almost feel like this person might be able to help reestablish some connections between you and the family.
You know, when you
And if
said
it's
that,
not a male, maybe it's just somebody who has.
I really like this deck.
Yeah.
This is your pixie deck.
Yeah.
I really like it. And I sort of feel like this gentleman, this person here, to me, when she was talking about that with Banshee, it sort of drew me to the Knight of Wands reversed. And I'm wondering if there is such a person there. But up until now, they've been a little bit timid about
She says no.
pulling their head out of the ostrich hole. Well, maybe it's not a man. Maybe it's somebody who has characteristics that could be mutable. But somebody, I think, is maybe thinking about pulling their head out of the ostrich hole. It may take a while. Maybe your family, like many, are so messed up that it takes them a while to resolve things. And in that sense, too, excuse me, I got a little tickle in my throat. Sometimes the fish could be a metaphor. Oh, thank you, Banshee.
Yep.
For just swimming around, because when you see them in the bowl, they don't really have any goals. They're just swimming around and around. They're looking for something, but they haven't found it, maybe. I know that was kind of weird. Eh?
I don't think so, but I think that, I don't know why the gentleman came up with your family, because I had a feeling, I don't know why, that
Okay,
it was mostly...
so it's possible.
Oh, your
I mean,
aunt. Well,
it's possible.
It's possible.
But what it sounded like, this person is sort of not exactly coming forward to be a defender or a detractor to you. So they're not part of the regular gang there. Like, they're not saying, yeah, that Sonny, but maybe they could be coerced into being a little bit more of an angel on your side. I don't know what it'll take.
So if it's possible that you haven't, maybe there's some person who you feel in the family might be more your ally than not, maybe that's somebody you could approach, and have them, kind of go, have them, not put them in a position of being a go-between, but maybe they are sort of a go-between, in this situation.
I wouldn't want to say this exactly, but maybe the idea of the ostrich, a creature that puts its head in the ground, could be a little bit of a metaphor for somebody who lives in a family but has a gay identity and doesn't necessarily feel like they fit in with everybody. I'm just going out there. I don't know. Maybe your aunt has no problems with the family. Hope so, because that would be nice.
Yeah. Okay. That's what we have for you today, Sonny. Wish I had better news, but good luck, and don't give up. It's just one card reading, and, it is a snapshot in time, so things can change. As circumstances change around what's going on right now, who knows? Anything can happen.
And will.
And will. That's true.
How true is
Hey,
that?
K-Dash, you are up. It is your turn.
Is it K-Dash? Yes, you're right. All righty. Goals and aspirations. That's the question.
Okay. Do you want a deck?
Oh, sure. I'll use my Nefertari.
Okay. So bright and golden for goals and aspirations.
Exactly.
So we're hanging in there. And Gina, I don't know if you've noticed, I wore another Yes shirt today. Part of my Yes collection of shirts.
One of my Facebook groups is a group devoted to Yes, the group Yes. And they've been talking a lot about the mid-90s edition, Billy Sherwood, who was their producer, still is. And then also, I guess he's played guitar and bass with them, and he is on some of the recordings. And he was a real jolt of energy, I guess you would say, to the band. That was specifically on the Open Your Eyes album, which was around 95, 96. I kind of like that one. Okay, well, we'll look for you there, maybe. I don't know if I can find you there.
Yeah, I don't do much with our Facebook. I do things here and there. It's Mr. O usually doing the Facebook. But I go in, I bop in from time to time. Okay.
Thank you.
Yep.
3 cards?
Yes.
All right. Oh.
Oh, what is that one? That last? Oh, it's
3 of cups.
yeah, cups.
Okay.
Okay, well, interesting
It's
cards
a mixed
here.
bag a little bit.
Well, it's mostly good, I think.
yeah.
Really.
You have the
Depends
4
how
wands.
much you like change, K Dash.
You have the 4 wands upright, which is generally a pretty good card.
Oh yeah.
Then you have Major Arcana 13, Death, which of course is all about change more than physical death. And then you have the reversed 3 of Cups, which maybe has the most gloomy potential. Do you want to go ahead?
Yeah. Well, you know what? I don't think that these cards are necessarily, the way I'm looking at them, meant to be read in the order we have
Okay.
drawn them. I'm looking at that death card as standing out here, obviously, and I feel that there is a major transformation or change afoot for you, K Dash, and you're going to have an opportunity to build something really solid and firm for yourself. And that's the 4 of Wands. He keeps holding up the death, but I'm talking about the 4 of Wands. So I feel that, some goals and aspirations are going to be to remake yourself, revision things, do some things that are different, and out with the old. It's time for the new. And this new project or goal that you're going to be working on will really, really be good for you. However, don't become obsessed with it. Don't become obsessed with this over everything else and immerse yourself so fully into it that the rest of your life kind of falls by the wayside. That's a card of excess a little bit. I think at its worst, it's don't overdo it. Sometimes when is a good thing too much of a good thing? So don't let whatever you're going to be going through and revisioning for yourself overtake your entire life.
Right. I have to agree with Banshee on a lot of this. I don't know if I want to read them in the exact same order, but I feel that more or less that is true. There's some big change coming for you, and I think it really will be happy change. It's kind of funny because both the 4 of Wands on some level and then the 3 of Cups in its normal upright position sort of talk about happy celebrations. Yet one here is reversed. And so I'm wondering, they're both on each side of the change. And so I'm thinking that this change says there's going to be some good things, but you may have to accept some other things that are not quite as good. I wonder if it's like what Banshee says. It's like you're going to be possibly, well, maybe she didn't say it this way, but I would say it this way, is that some more emotional contentment in your life you may decide to sort of put off or not deal with it. You're focusing on more career stuff. Wands is about enterprise and networking.
It is about that mostly, but I could also see the potential here that, this foundation that you're building could be in your personal life. This might be maybe committing to someone or something, a cause, a group effort of some sort. It may not necessarily be career oriented, but it could be volunteerism. It could be, so political. It could be a relationship. It could be maybe finally settling down with someone if you are not.
This is true. So it does seem like just that there's something interesting coming.
Yeah, I think so. I think
Goals
so.
and aspirations.
And just don't get so hung up on it that you forget about every other aspect of you. Don't immerse yourself into it so much that you lose yourself, I guess, is I think the message of the 3 of Cups here.
Well, it could be too that maybe what I sense also too, if I wanted to really align it more to your thoughts on goals and aspirations, is that maybe it's something about a relationship too. I don't know if like you're furthering a relationship, and it doesn't necessarily have to be an emotional relationship. It could be a business relationship, but it sounds like you're possibly strengthening that somehow. What do you got, Banch?
Well, I'll tell you what, K-Dash, I don't know if this is going to be the main player here, but this is kind of what I'm sensing strongly. First thing I got was the lilies. And the second thing I've got was the tree. And, again, it's interesting to me that the tree is about in a way, foundations and roots and putting your roots down places, but also, maybe more importantly, on some level, it has to do with, your health and well being. So I'm wondering if the lilies here is saying, you're going to take an honest, hard look at your life and your health and your well being, and maybe work towards making some positive changes and transformations as far as that goes, doing something more in the realms of your physical health.
Well, this new set of Lenormand are a little bit slightly daunting for me, so I'm going to kind of relax a little bit and say, yeah, I agree with the Banshee there. But I always feel that the tree is about growth, and the lilies could be about maturation. So maybe it's really talking about
That's true.
the idea that
Wow.
these
Then
plans are really growing and maturing.
the foundation's being built over
Yeah.
time. So in other words, it's something that whatever this change is, it seems like it has more long-term implications of some sort as well. I think we can glean that from the Lenormand and the Lilies card. And the fact that with the tree again and the roots. So one way or another, K Dash, look at what resonates here with these ideas we've thrown out at you. Something big is afoot.
I agree. Whenever
what
you
we
have,
have.
whenever you have the death card, it means big change. So
Something big is afoot.
something big as a foot. So good luck with that, K Dash, and thank you. All right, thank
And
you.
hey, Balkus, you are up.
And I'll stick with this deck for now.
Okay, what should I heal to be balanced in my life? Okay.
I think life should be balanced, and then we'll all heal.
Ah. Isn't that the truth? So anyway, one of the other things I bought was this Healing Light Lenormand, and I'm going to take my time getting used to that one because I noticed as I went through it, I like the images on it. They're a little dark, shadowy, darker. But some of the images on there are a little confusing because they have multiple themes and they could easily get confused with other cards in the Lenormand. So, I know the numbers and I know what card's supposed to be what, but I'm looking at the images and thinking, wow, I would have thought that was this card instead of that card. And so I want to get used to that a little bit first, but I'm sure I'll be playing with that one. That deck comes with an extra man and a woman card, so you can choose to have just 2 men in the deck or 2 women in the deck, which is important. So to have that option, I like that. Okay, am I cutting? Okay. So what should Balkus heal? Okay.
I have just noticed that somehow we're not getting power here, so I'm going to let you take over.
Oh, I see that. Okay.
So something is unplugged. Oh,
Ah.
got pulled out over here. So let me unplug it
Okay,
here first.
as
Just go ahead and
Mr.
start.
O
You can go
works
ahead
on
and
the
start.
power,
You can go ahead and start.
I am talking here. Okay, so Balkus's reading is about what should he heal, what should be healed to get balance, get back to balance. And your cards are the 4 of Cups reversed, the Empress upright, and the Fool upright. Well, you've got 2 major arcana in this reading and kind of a card of movement, well, if not movement, activity of some sort, getting back into the swing of life. I think for you to achieve balance right now is to start focusing on the creative side. Start also focusing on things related to good health and nutrition in a way. You know, the Empress is a card of the earth in a way, and a card of growth and things growing. And so I also think that the Empress is calling upon you, along with maybe the Four of Cups. Gee, all of it, even the Fool. The Fool is like to start something new, start on a new track. I think what maybe is needed here is just a new vision.
Well, this does seem to speak a lot to some healing issues, I would think,
Yeah.
because of the Empress and the Fool both sound like, stepping off points for making yourself into a better person. With the Four of Cups reversed,
Yeah.
to me, that's just saying that you have actually isolated what it is you need to work on, I think, or at least subconsciously you know what you need to work on. I'm going to just hazard a guess and say that it probably has something to do with your emotionality that's causing that problem, like maybe stress, something like that. I don't know. I'm looking at your
Well,
question.
I feel that, also with the Fool here, maybe it's telling you as well, one of the things you need to do is to achieve balance is to not fear taking leaps forward, not fear, your own shadow maybe. I don't know if it's really that extreme, Balkis, but in other words, don't be afraid to step outside yourself and take that leap into the unknown. Sometimes you have to do that to become more inspired with life and put yourself back on track. I love the Fool. I actually love that card.
It also talks about maybe being in touch with your more instinctual nature, like trusting your instinct, because it's the little dog there who is sort of like the animal part of our nature to be more wary or cautious in certain conditions. However, though, that Empress card is really a stunning idea about change and fluctuation going on.
And
All
growth.
good.
And growth.
Growth.
It's really all good. I think basically you just have to decide. You have to, where to
focus.
apply this and focus it. And I guess that's what you were asking us.
So maybe Lenormand might help
I feel
more.
like creativity is the key. Also,
And it's a new path too, I guess.
and a new path,
Something
taking
new.
a new approach.
Maybe something unexpected even. So
Yeah.
maybe the Lenormand could give us a clue. I don't know.
Maybe and maybe not. We'll see.
And Hamani has joined us. Hi, Hamani. We'll put you on the list.
Huh. I don't know here. Well, I've got a gentleman card and I've got a dog. So basically, I think that means that, there's somebody, maybe a friend, maybe some mentor of some sort, somebody that you feel kind of a closeness to, could be a man that, could assist you in some way. Maybe there's just some way they're willing to give you some advice, or something that they say will just resonate in such a way you'll realize you'll suddenly know what you have to do. You have some ally who is going to be able to help you in some way.
If there's a particular friendship that needs to be recultivated, reflowered, rewatered, maybe there's somebody who is a very close friend, but due to current circumstances, you've been isolated or alone. You need to reach out to each other, because I think this is the person who maybe can help you with some of this stuff. At least to know that you're not alone, and that it's somebody who thinks about you and cares about you, as you may for them.
I keep thinking of the James Taylor song, You've Got a Friend, right now. Somebody out there is an ally, and you know what? Maybe it's an ally on the spirit realm, Balkis. Maybe it's one of your spirit, your ancestors.
I'm sorry about that, Sonny. I hope you feel better, but go ahead and rest. Maybe you can come back later if you want.
Yeah, take care, Sonny. Hang in there.
And Googly, we just are passing our third person.
Yeah,
so...
I'll go down the list right
Okay.
now for everybody. We just finished with Balkis. So we have Jakari, Sandy, Angel, Gina, Googly Tube, Jenna, Josephine, and Hamani.
Already.
And so we're moving on to Jakari. What's your question? And welcome.
Okay. You're welcome, Balkus.
Thought of you today. Okay, well, let's see.
Stick with these?
Yep.
Okay.
Well, wait, no.
You want to
No.
stick with yours? Fine.
We are going to go to the After Tarot now. I'll be pulling out the Golden Girls next time. Well, hi, To-Do. We have a list, so I might have you repeat your question later, but I'll put you on the bottom of the list right now, and we'll be happy to read for you today if you can hang with us. There's a number of people in front of you, and I'll go over the list again after we finish this reading. And thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
All right, so let's see what we've got for Jakari. I'm about to hand it to you, Mr. O.
Thank you for subscribing and liking.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate that. We do. And I'll put them by you again.
Right. Okay, well, you have 3 cards for you. You have Justice. You have all major arcana.
Yeah, that's very
You have the Chariot
interesting.
reversed. And you have the Sun, which is also reversed. Now, even normally in the Rider-Waite Tarot, these particular 3 cards all have concepts of duality about them. There are double pillars or double sphinx or 2 children. So there's some duality or 2 sides to your question there. But I am thinking it's... Do you want to help me out?
Yeah, I am looking at that a little bit because it is, wow. So basically, I feel that right now, there's not a lot of movement one way or another. You know, it's really interesting when he said the double pillar thing because the Chariot just shows no movement. So it's kind of like, to me, maybe there's not been a lot of thought gone on into how they're feeling about you overall. I think there's just a lot of, the Sun reversed too is almost like some information is being obscured right now. But the Justice is a card of balance. So, and again, that's kind of like a duality to me. Like, what are they really thinking? I think they're looking at you objectively, I will say that, and fairly. However, I feel that maybe they're not sure what to think right now. Maybe they have not formulated an opinion because the Sun is reversed and the Chariot is kind of a card of no movement. So I'm getting the feeling that it's kind of like there's really not a firm opinion that's been reached. And that if anything, they have an objective point of view right now, which I'm hoping maybe with the Lenormand, we might be able to see something else. What do you think when you see those two?
I was sort of mining the chat room, but I'm just going to say that there is sort of a sense of plus minus in this realm here, that there's sort of like things that pull them, but then there are things, they're very two-sided here. Some of this is about being impartial, but other parts I think are part of what Banshee said originally, which was sort of like no motion, no movement. The other part of it is that maybe the reason for the impartiality or the no movement is that with the Sun reversed, there's a sense that one is not knowing things, one is not seeing an illumination on things.
Yeah, right now, oh, by the way, for people in our cameras, maybe our camera, we got to look at that, but it's our lighting basically too. We have, did that help? I don't even know.
Well, I switched cameras off, so we'll see in a moment.
Okay. So basically, we lost our light and we tried to get a new one, and sadly, it didn't work. So we're not using professional lighting at the moment, disappointingly.
Yeah, we are not professional today. I appreciate the comments, though.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. Thank you. It's all good.
We are hoping to upgrade sometime in the next several months. We need to get a new computer, and we may possibly get some other equipment too that might help us.
Well, everything permitting, if we all are still employed and we can get into businesses to buy what we need, it's all very crazy right now. Well, this is very interesting. I got the Lady card. And I've got the Rider card. Now, I always kind of look at the man and woman card interchangeably. This could be a woman. You might be getting news from a woman, but it could also be somebody else. Since this reading is about somebody else, male or female, this might indicate that you are going to get some news pretty soon about this person that may in fact answer your question for you. I have a feeling there's some important news coming. The Rider is about news and movement. So, where the Chariot says nothing, as of today has happened, I sense that's going to change in the near future.
I'm going to just go with that because I don't read these cards as well as Banshee. I do feel like this reminds me a little bit of that Page of Wands.
Maybe? A little bit.
Yeah. Or maybe somebody else on a horse. So I'm thinking it's a message. That's the Page of Wands too, is a message, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm thinking you are going to hear something, but I'm just going to stick with what I said before, which is that there seems to be delays here or non-movement. It may be that there are other things that are occupying them. We could also possibly wonder if with the Justice card that they have some decisions to make about various things, not just you necessarily, or about what they're thinking about you. So I'm wondering.
That is true, that their mind could be on something else, which is why the sun is reversed there. But I think I'm going to stick with what I said previously. And that's what we have for you. That's what we have for you today. I hope that helps, Chikari. That's at least what the cards would tell us. And hey, Sandy, you are up next. And after Sandy is Angel, Gina, Googly Tube, Jenna, Josephine, Himani, and To-Do.
Okay, so Sandy would like a general.
Okay. I think that's wise. Things are so up in the air right now, Sandy. Do you want me to use... I'm going to go ahead with my Golden Girl Tarot.
You can't wait to use that one.
So cute. Well, anybody who remembers the show, The Golden Girls, what's not to like? And some of the cards don't actually have any of the characters on it. They're kind of standard Rider Waite. And even though they are Golden Girl Tarot, they are definitely in the Rider Waite wheelhouse. It's the same kind of symbology as a Rider Waite deck.
They have not exactly a pastel, but it's a little bit of a lighter coloring, and I actually like those.
I'm going to let you... Uh-oh. I'm having trouble shuffling them, but that's just me. Sunny's having fun here. Sunny the cat. You're going to fall off the table, boy. Okay. Okay, he is christening my cards. Not in the way I would like. Well, this is a very interesting reading as well. We have for Sandy here, whoopsie, we have the Four of Swords reversed.
Hi,
We
Eleni.
have the death card. Hey, Elaney, welcome. I'll put you on the list. Happy Sunday. And finally, the last card is the Seven of Pentacles. So when I first, well, do you want to go first? I've been going first a lot. It's up to you.
Sure,
I'll let you
okay.
go. That was upright, by the way.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Whoops.
Death was upright.
Okay. Well,
Okay, those are fine.
it's kind of interesting. The Four of Swords may indicate that you are finding a way to return to some activity, or that there are some things that are coming to your concern that you can't delay anymore. It may be that it's about a change, a big change. And this sort of reinforces it to me too, that there's something you've been cultivating, but you haven't totally been able to finish this project. And maybe you've been sitting back a little bit, waiting. I think we're all sitting back waiting. So I'm thinking these two cards kind of tell that tale, that there's still sort of an energy that's wanting you to slow down. I think we're all getting that. Nothing's moving right now. But at the same time, there's something else that sort of is the push. And maybe it's about a change that's coming to you. And I don't know if, because of the circumstances, something would dramatically change. I think it would be a good change. I'm just seeing a good change. So I'm wondering if some opportunity throughout all of this is going to come to you.
Well, I'm looking at that Four of Swords and I'm thinking to myself that, yeah, there is there's some movement now. There's something stirring, after a period of this inactivity we're all going through. And there is a radical change afoot. And, you're a little bit pensive and worried about this change. I think in the end, death is usually, when it's upright, it's indicating change and transformation. And I think it's related on to what's happening with the other cards. And well, I would say that it's not a very certain change, Sandy, that I'm seeing here. And so there are some worries and concerns about where this is going to take you. It's very uncertain times right now. And so there's a big change coming, whether you're ready for it or not. And you're going to have to face it and decide what to do once it's here. And I will say, maybe you're worried about this possibility or what the change might be. And my advice is just no worries. Just if if there's any way that you can make some contingency plans for what you might be expecting to happen, maybe now's the time to do that.
Okay, that's pretty much what I'm getting there too, in a way. It is interesting. So let's do a Lenormand.
Yeah, I want to see what the Lenormand might add to this.
And I see Lakeisha has joined us too.
Oh, hey, Lakeisha, welcome. I'll throw you on the list. And I'll go over the list again in a minute. We're finishing up a reading here. Okay, Sandy, I got to lay it out for you. I've got the Tower card here. And I do have the mice. And so there's a couple things that I'm just going to throw at you. One is that the Tower could indicate a workplace, a corporation, a business, could indicate a hospital. The mice card can indicate illness, a loss of money or resources, lessening of something.
Things to worry about.
So there's things here to think about. And I wonder, sometimes I have to say what I see, and I'm wondering if there's a potential here. There could be a reduction in hours or pay. There could be a slight little sick spell. Maybe that's coming from stress and worry. So if you've had a lot of things on your mind that is worrying and stressing you out, it's time to try to do things to change that vibration, try to get yourself out of that negative mindset and think the positive thoughts that will bring, that will manifest good things into your life.
Well, the Tower speaks about institutional things. So it may be about people who have jobs that are more involved in a corporation or a company or something like that, not necessarily a home business kind of thing. And so, of course, I think what's happening is that institutions and corporations are starting to feel needy now because of all of this downturn in the economy. And so I'm thinking, yeah, this is a time where you want to pay attention to what's going on. It may not be you, it may be somebody close to you, you know, your partner or somebody you know who may be really having
Impacted.
to look at what those situations are. I'm finding this out for myself, quite frankly.
So I just have to call that like I see it here. So, with that in mind, this might not be a welcome change, but remember this, it's how we respond to change that will make it a better change or a worse change. It's how we can ride it out. We're not powerless here. Don't let change overwhelm you. Be prepared for change and be prepared to react to it when it occurs.
And to do that's an interesting observation because it's not exactly a tarot deck, though it is using some imagery from some standard tarot decks.
Yes.
It's actually a Lenormand, which is a different style of oracle, and they specifically wanted to work with some of the more popular tarot images. So, and it is a smaller size card, but she just got it, and it's quite fascinating.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
So I really like this Lenormand deck because it's actually an homage to the Rider-Waite, the artist Pamela Coleman Smith. They're using her illustrations to basically do the backdrops for this Lenormand deck. I think it's awesome.
Okay, Sandy, I'm not so sure that Banshee feels that way about it.
I do.
Because I know you do Lenormand too, of course.
Sandy, it's funny you say that. Something distracted me a little bit, but one of the other things that I was going to bring up is it's possible that the mice next to the next to the tower like that, might be that maybe there'll be less isolation happening. So that could be good and that could be bad because you have to ask yourself in the profession you're in, are you ready for that? Is your business ready for that? Are you ready to face this COVID environment, with less quarantining right now? So it depends.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I do see
Good
that as a
questions.
possibility as well. That's a very good question, and it did cross my mind. Yeah.
So thank you, everybody in the chat room, for the nice commentaries. Happy Sunday to everyone, too.
I'm going to go over the list one more time. I'm up to Angel, Gina, Googly Tube, Jenna, Josephine, Himani, To-Do, Eleni, and Lakeisha. And I'm thinking, because we're in our last hour, we might want to stop our list at Lakeisha just to be safe. We'll see if we can fit people in after that,
Okay.
but...
Oh, interesting, Sandy. Okay.
Aha!
Yeah, and I just found out that corollaries in my line of work are being laid off, being furloughed. So it hasn't happened in my specific company or industry, the library, but there are area libraries near me, so I'm not happy.
Wow, you're perfect timing, Angel. So what's
How
your
did
question?
you do that?
So you got a question for us today? Sonny is just really relaxed here, chilling.
Yeah, he's very, very comfortable there.
Do you want to do a Sunny cam?
Let's do the sunny cam. We do this several times. Oh, he heard his name.
He heard his name, so he's got... Oh, there he goes, though. See, he's very laid back and sleepy.
He's so tired.
Yeah. That's right. Now we'll make the camera blurry.
Something on the general welfare.
Okay. Are you talking globally or general welfare for yourself, Angel? I just want to kind of get that in mind. Yeah, we woke him up.
Maybe a little bit.
I'll pass the cards to you. Okay, all right.
New entry.
Avinash. Okay. Hi, Avinash. I'll add you to the list. We may or may not be able to get to you. We're going to see how it goes because our list is getting a little long now and we've just started our last hour. We'll see how it goes. Hang in there with us for a while.
If we do, you most likely will be our last one.
Yep. Okay. So let's see what's going on with general welfare. Ugh. Well, we've got all reversals for you, Angel, if that says anything. We have the Four of, is that Cups?
Yes.
Reversed, which is in and of itself not a bad card. But we do have the Ace of Wands reversed. And what's that one?
The High Priestess.
Yes, the High Priestess is reversed. So, you know, sometimes and in situations like we're in right now, we can't always trust our gut. We can't always trust our judgment alone on things. We have to look at the facts surrounding us. And I think that the High Priestess is trying to say that, you know, you might be a little bit off lately in some of what you're thinking is happening. There is something I am concerned about the Ace of Wands, you know, either a false start in business or the potential that something business-wise could evaporate, possibly a business opportunity. But on the other hand, we also have this Four of Cups. It seems there's movement. Now, I guess what my concern is, if I did kind of look at these in order a little bit, this movement might be leading to a move where, you know, opportunities in business are fading away. What do you think?
Well, I'm thinking that there's something here about trying to clarify a question or a path or a decision, but I'm thinking that these things are not good indicators for that clarification. One is that there's something that's maybe a stagnation or slowdown in that particular line of endeavor. And then with the High Priestess, it's sort of like there's something that you don't know you need to know, or there's something, maybe it's being hidden, or maybe it's just not really good wisdom. It's not good information. It might be disinformation. So I'm wondering if maybe the decision you make is going to be influenced by the wrong factors, and you really have to watch out for that.
Right. And I'm thinking here too that, you know, I'm looking at, this is about general welfare in the home. I'm thinking that as far as physically goes, I think all seems well. But I think as far as business and work life goes, all may not be well for everybody in the household. I think in that regard, from what I'm seeing here. And just be prepared for that. I mean, I think, you know, some of us who have been working or who are still getting an income, you know, we're very grateful, but we're all, you know, we're all kind of just, I don't know, at least in my end, I'm expecting, whether it'll happen or not, a shoe to drop. So I don't know if that's what's being reflected here. Another thing that this could be talking about is that, you know, maybe improvements or things that you were planning on and doing in the home, maybe even if you were planning on moving or something like that, that is not going to happen right now. Even though the Four of Cups here is kind of a card of movement,
Well, you can make a decision, but you can't really necessarily
you won't be able to do
implement
anything
it,
right now. So, and I think it would be ill-advised because of the High Priestess card reversed anyway.
Yeah, it just sort of seems like despite the fact that you may have decided some things or that decision seems to be pointing out to you, you have other factors to consider. Hunker down may be it.
Hunker down is it.
Hi, January girl. I see you there.
Well, JG, I'll see if we can get to you today, but
I'm
not
not
sure.
We're not sure.
But thanks for stopping in, and we'll see how it goes. I'll get to the list again in a moment.
So Banshee's going to pull the Lenormand Angel, and we'll see what happens there. And yeah, I don't know if you heard any of that, but I'm in the public library industry, and I'm hearing about one or maybe two public libraries that are near mine that are furloughing. They're laying people off. So I'm not happy about that. Go on.
I pulled the cross card first, and then I pulled the tower. So, I just had a conversation with Sandy about it. There's a lot of different ways you can look at this. And one in particular is that, there could be some remorse and grief over some institution, some corporate interest, some business, some corporation. There could be a parting of ways. It could also indicate a hospital, but it could also indicate isolation. And so, it could also indicate that in your home environment, this is wearing down on people. This is, there's a palpable feeling of depression and remorse here from everything going on. So, but if I looked at it in relation to what I've spoke about with these other cards here, I think you could see that I might be leaning towards possibly somebody could be potentially losing a job or being laid off at the very minimal.
Right. I can't really add on that. I just sort of see that too, that there's clearly these symbols, that speak to me in the way that they do, just are saying there's some issues coming up ahead, and we're going to all be hunkering down a bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hoping for the best.
Hoping for the best. It's just, you know what? Hey, when one door shuts, I always think another door opens, and I really believe that. So long as you clear the way for that door to open. And so I look at this as if it's happening, I'm just going to move on, and that's all I can do. No looking back, just moving forward.
Most of us were either not alive or very much too young to remember the Great Depression in the late 20s. My mom wasn't born then, but she was born half a decade later, and she felt that there was an impact even for them as children at that time. So, we are just living in those kind of times where we cannot necessarily say how good, how well things will move from here.
Yeah. Well, I wish I had better news for you, Angel. Sorry for the downer reading today, but that's what the cards have. Forewarned is forearmed, and
Thanks, Angel.
Keep hope alive. And hey, after Angel is Gina. Hey, Gina, you are up.
All right,
and then
Gina.
Googly Tube, Jenna, Josephine, Himani, To Do, Eleni, Lakeisha, Avinash, and January Girl, if we can get to you both.
So we're going to switch to the Night Sun Tarot, I think, for this reading.
All right.
The Sun Man is sitting there resplendent.
The isolation thing is getting to people. I don't know whether it got to me this weekend.
You're welcome, Angel. Thanks for checking in.
But if that resonates, so be it. And hang in there, everybody. I saw something on Twitter today, and I'm never going to be able to paraphrase it right, but somebody said, if you're not remaking yourself, if you're not enjoying yourself, if you're not doing creative stuff right now, don't feel bad. This is something that we've all never gone through before. And don't be hard on yourself. I mean, we all have to face this in different ways.
Even me, Banshee?
Even you, Mr. O.
I've been so unmotivated. I've been home for weeks and weeks. And
He's done a few things.
I've done a few things, but I'm just not incredibly motivated.
And me, I'm working, so I gotta be.
Hi, Am.
Hey, ma'am, you're a little late today. I'm not sure that we could get to you, but I'll throw you on the list. I don't know why you're not getting notifications. Did you click the little bell on our, on our page? Double check that because you should be. I know that Mr. O said YouTube made some changes lately, so we'll look into it on our end, but I think...
Yeah, you may have to investigate that. I don't know for sure, but I know that with their studio, there's some changes there. Maybe they affect how people subscribe and notify. And I'm seeing Christina there. Hi, Christina.
Oh, hey, Christina. I'd love to get you in today, but really our list is very long, so I'm not sure we'd be able to get to you. I'm going to put you down, but it's not likely. I'm just going to say right there, it's probably not likely. So do we have a question?
Who is that? Jenna?
No, it's Gina.
Gina. Whoops.
Hey, Gina, you are
Gina
up.
Queen, where are you?
I'm going to give it back to you to shuffle because we don't have a question yet.
All right. Where's Gina?
Checking on you, Gina.
Oh, there she is. Right after Sandy.
Did you type the name?
I will.
Okay. We'll give Gina just a couple more minutes, and if not, we'll move on.
Sometimes if enough people end up not staying and dropping out, we can reshuffle the list and possibly squeeze somebody else in, but we'll just have to see how it goes.
Yeah.
And you're going to give them back to me?
Yep. Mr.
Gina may
Oberon,
have,
well, I think we're going to have to probably move on. Gina may have had something interrupt.
Okay, so who would be next then?
Okay, last call for Gina. And
All right.
Googly Tube, you are next.
Googly, welcome to our show. Googly Tube is next.
Yes, Googly Tube is up, and then after Googly Tube is Jenna, Josephine, Himani, To-Do, Eleni, and Lakeisha.
So you're about 4 or 5 down to do.
Yeah, you got here. It's like
Right near the...
we apologize, but we take everybody in the order in the chat that they come in. So, it's the best we can do to be fair.
Okay, January girl, thank you. You can just watch our train wreck if you want.
It's not a train wreck, Mr. O.
So who are we waiting for?
Googly
Googly.
Tube.
Googly Tube is missing? Uh-oh.
Oh, hey Googly, are you with us?
I'm going to write them in.
We're going to write them in. You know, the one thing to do we've noticed is that there's sometimes a delay with our stream. So we give people a few minutes to answer us, and if not, then we move on.
We have people who show up from all over the world sometimes, so we realize there could be some differences in time. I see Dr. Victor has joined us. We are not sure if we're going to get to you. We'll have to see. We're kind of crowded at the moment.
Yeah, Dr. V, we are booked solid today.
Okay, and Googly Tube may not be around either.
Yep, I think we're going to move on if not.
Let's give him one more moment.
Last call for Googly Tube.
Last call, Googly Tube.
You know, and I know people don't want to sit here the whole time, so sometimes you leave and come back, but you miss your turn when you do that.
Well, that just means that all you guys will be really good customers when we go to our private fees, because then you can pay and make a direct arrangement with us, and we will spend that extra time for you. Whoops.
Okay, I have put Googly at the bottom of the list.
Hi, Ronnie.
Oh, Ronnie, you are a little bit late too. I don't think we're going to be able to get to you today, but thanks for joining us again.
Not much. We're just cruising through Sunday afternoon,
We're
Ronnie.
hanging. Still hanging on.
We're looking for the next person who keeps slipping away from us.
We're going down the list though fairly quickly because everybody's leaving. So Jenna, are you still there? Speak now. Yeah, unfortunately you are, Ronnie. We've really got a big list, but already we've passed 3 people by who left. So you never know what'll happen. But we still have a pretty good sized list. Jenna, calling Jenna.
I'm going to type in Jenna's name. Yes, it is a little funny. Oh dear.
Gina!
Please don't squeeze the shaman.
He can't resist saying that. Well, Gina, you missed your turn, but you know, we might be able to get you in. I don't know. Everybody's been leaving, so we just keep going down the list.
I used my deodorant today. What is it? Oh, virtual smell.
So, Jenna, are you there?
Paige and Jenna going once, twice.
Well,
Three
we've given
times.
her enough time. We must move on to Josephine. Josephine, you must be there.
You guys are a stitch out there. And it's funny because we just bumped up 4 people, but the 4 people we've called for haven't shown up.
Well, Gina came back, but I can't help you right now, Gina. We got to keep going down the list. Hi, Ramesh.
We're just going to take names. That's all we're going to do. We're going to take names, call people, and then take more names.
I don't know if we can get to you today, Ramesh, but we'll see how it goes. Josephine is there.
Will I end
This
the year
year
single?
Well, we're going to do a
I got my
yes,
deck here.
no on
Remember, we've been
that.
shuffling this.
Yes, go ahead. I should shuffle again, though.
Hi, Josephine. Me too.
Focus. We got you, Josephine.
Here we go.
Ramesh, I'm going to put you down, but it's not likely we can get to you because our list is so long right now. I apologize for that, but Sundays get really busy sometimes. And today it did. But like I said, a lot of people have been leaving. Uh-oh.
We're sorry, but Jenna has left the building.
Jenna is lost her turn. We have moved on to Josephine.
And we are now doing your question.
That's okay. Jenna's pretty regular. She'll probably be back with us Thursday night.
She may be back today. Who knows? Hi, Laura. Hi. That may be
Just
all.
stopping by to
That
say
may be
hi.
all we can do. We don't
Well,
know.
that's what she said. So, hello. Good to hear from you. Good to know you're around.
Something happened and they piped in some laughing gas because we're just having fun with you guys today. Boom. Mic drop.
Mr. O, these cards try my eyes. I hope I didn't miss an ace.
We are doing pretty fine. Thanks, Laura. I've given her a vague deck that she can't figure out the numbers.
Listen, the writing, including the numbers on this deck, is so small. I need a magnifying glass
teeny tiny.
almost. Well, I'm just going to tell you that it is leaning towards no, which might be what you wanted to hear. But let's look at what the cards are exactly. You do have the 10 of Swords, but it's reversed, which is the best way to get that card. And you have the 7 of Wands upright. Look at Sonny's grabbing my... Let me see if I can... There. Ah, he's got my arm. He won't give it back. Sonny. And then we have the 1 ace, which just basically tells us it's leaning towards no. Now, I will say that it looks like after a period of healing or recovery of some sort, Josephine, that it looks like you are in a good position to possibly change that single status this year.
Well, I'm thinking that maybe it's more likely you're going to feel comfortable being single at that point in time. Maybe because this 10 of Swords reversed indicates that maybe you find yourself pulling out of a bad situation.
Well, I think her question was, will she stay single because she's single now?
Right, I get that, but
okay.
I'm just wondering if maybe there's just some
Oh.
stress, some bad situation that you're going to really be focused on dealing with, and once that's resolved, you're basically just going to find yourself really feeling positioned for the next year. It's more like anticlimactic.
So
than
you're
anything.
thinking she'll remain single this year, even
yeah,
though
I'm
it's
thinking
maybe no.
Oh, well, is that how we asked it?
That's how she asked it. Will I remain single till the end? Will I end this year single?
I'm going to say maybe, because to me, that's a card of saying that you're positioning, though. Maybe right at the end of the year, some positioning happens. So I don't know. I guess I see what you're saying, and I apologize for not exactly getting that there.
I think a lot of times when we do a yes no kind of question, a lot of people are asking things where, the answer they would like to get is a yes. And in this case, I think the answer you'd like to get is a no. And actually, it's leaning towards no. That
Okay.
doesn't mean definitely no. And like he said, you might be positioning yourself for something new to happen and occur. That means you will not be single anymore. And single's a funny word. Single, does that mean you're going to get married, or does that mean you're just going to have a relationship? Because once you're committed in a relationship, you're not really single anymore. You're committed, but you're not married either. So it could be that that's maybe what's happening. You're positioning to get into a relationship, but it's not necessarily going to change your single status officially. I can't, and I would even say that at this point, looking at these cards, I do not see an indication here of marriage per se, but I do see that, the potential exists for you not to remain single.
Right. And I think that this Ten of Swords is still like somehow there's a situation that you have to kind of pass some bad feelings on, some bad situation on, and move away from that towards the positioning that I'm seeing in the Seven of Wands. So that's what I'm thinking too.
I'm feeling there's a healing and a recovery. And so if you are in a relationship, for example, now where you're separated in that, and you're wondering if that will change, I think there's a possibility that yes, that things could happen, because it looked like with the Ten of Swords reversed, a recovery of some sort is in progress.
It's kind of winnowing through a bad situation.
So you have the ship, and you have the fox. And so I think I don't know, when you think about foxing somebody, it's somebody who's, somebody who's using their ingenuity to move themselves in a direction they want to move in. And so if you want that status to change, I think you're going to have to think outside the box a little bit, and maybe out of your normal conventional thinking to make that change happen.
Well, the ship is a trip.
The ship is change.
And
It can be travel. It's change
But the
and
fox
travel.
is the clever person.
The fox is, clever person thinking outside the box. It could mean the workplace. There's a lot of different associations with the fox. Cunning. It could also be crafty cunning, like somebody being sneaky and sly.
What?
But in relation to what I see here, that's how I interpreted it.
Yeah, I don't know how this really works towards that question, but I get the feeling like maybe the trip, the journey, mental or otherwise, is how that happens. I'm sorry, these new cards are drawing me off a little bit because they look
Too much like the tarot?
to some degree. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm just going to agree with her and say it seems that way.
Well, it is interesting because, I sense your angst with it. I know. It reminds me, like I'm looking at a mini tarot deck, like I think it was Tudu pointed out.
Well, it's time to...
Hey, but that's what we have for you.
Yes, it's time to answer up in the chat room. For Jenna has reappeared,
Oh,
as
I
well
know.
as a few others.
Sorry, Jenna, you missed your turn and you're way at the bottom now. You
Sorry
might
about
not
that.
get in today. I apologize for that, but you were gone. And you'll probably be here Thursday, so you'll get
Sorry
your
about
reading
that.
then. And that's okay, Jenna. You are like one of 4 or 5 people who just disappeared on us. So
Yeah, we actually had a number of people leave for whatever reason.
So right now we're on Himani, and then Tudu, Eleni, Lakeisha, and if we can fit in Avinash, January girl. And then from there, I've got a whole list of people who came in late, but I'm not sure. We'll see how it goes.
What happened, everyone?
And Gina's down that list too because she had missed her turn. So sorry, Gina.
Okay, Hamani, we have your question. And yes, hi, Divine. We're not sure.
Yeah, you're way at the bottom, Divine. I'm really doubtful we'll be able to fit you in today. Sorry
Yeah,
about
because
that.
we only have a little over half an hour. We might do a little overtime, but we're not sure how long we can go.
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay, so we have a question. You might, Dr. Victor, we're not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure, Dr. V. You have a better chance than some.
Sorry. Okay, Hermione has her question.
Okay, about future husband. You just want kind of an overview of what they're like? Okay. I have an idea for this one.
Thanks everybody for coming and watching. We like it when you just watch too. All right.
You know, it's nice to see everybody interested in getting readings during this difficult time. You know, sometimes people hold back because they're uncertain about their life and they're worried about what they're going to hear. And I get that. I understand that feeling. But it's nice to see that the interest is resuming again because life doesn't stop just because there's a plague going on.
So these cards would give us an idea of what that person could be like. Describe them.
Yeah.
So we're going to draw 3 cards. Ooh. Ooh. Well, you hit the jackpot, maybe.
Maybe.
You're the King of Cups, so it sounds like a loving person, a very kind, beneficent kind of personality. But you have the Queen of Wands reversed.
Now, this is all about the person.
Right.
I think, yeah.
And that maybe is saying that maybe they're a little bit strong-willed, and sometimes maybe that draws them to make some minor mistakes, that they might have a little bit of ego there too. Even though they are kind, their ego kind of leads them a little bit. But ultimately, they believe in love over anything. They have an incredibly value of the true value of strength, which is the compassion of the heart. What do you think?
There's a lot of compassion and emotionality here with this person. This person could be a water sign.
Yes.
The Queen of Wands to me maybe indicates that, you know, about this person is maybe they've had some false starts in business. They may not be as accomplished, or maybe some of the areas where they have a little problem with their emotions is in the business world. You know, maybe they're in a business where there's a lot of high pressure and, you know, they bring some of that home with them.
So
And
ego?
well, I'm thinking in terms of yeah, some of the, what did you say? You said something else. Aggressiveness. Some of the aggressive tendencies and maybe making decisions too hasty. You know, they're used to a high-paced environment at work, high pressure, and so some of that bleeds off into their personal life too. So that's the only negative thing about them, maybe they carry some of their work problems home with them. And I feel here, like he said, that again is another card of somebody who really has a nice firm balance on, you know, the emotions and right and wrong and vice over or virtue over vice. Just a really, really sound individual. This person sounds really ideal.
Thanks to do for those compliments. This particular deck is called the Tarot of the Ages. It is a little bit of a smaller size deck, and each of the suits sort of goes for a different ancient culture. So ancient Africa, ancient Aztecs or South American. We have some ancient Nordic.
Yeah.
And ancient Egyptian.
Yep.
Did I leave out anything?
Well, I'm not sure. I can't remember everything about the deck. There might be something in the major arcana is not all African, right? So
No, they're
I mean,
Egyptian.
that's okay. They're Egyptian. Okay, so
Egyptian, African, South American, and India.
yeah, is it India?
The pentacles are India.
That's
or
right.
they're Asian of some sort like that.
Yeah.
They look
Okay.
more like India than
Okay.
Oriental. Alrighty, so you're pulling a Lenormand.
I am indeed. Let's see if we can find out a little more about this person.
Oh. Wow.
Well, I'll tell you what.
It's almost like love at first sight.
You've got the ring. I'm not going to go that far. You've got the tree. But what this does tell me is that this relationship is very well grounded, is going to have roots and grow. It's going to be a very strong relationship. It seems like it could endure the test of time.
Yeah, I feel a strong vibe that there's
Strong
something
bond.
really is almost like it's fate. I don't know if this could possibly indicate that you were together in a past life or something like that.
Oh,
But I
maybe,
feel like it's an
maybe.
incredibly strong bond represented here. And I would say that mostly these cards indicate you have a really good chance of finding a really pleasant person to be with.
So that's what we have for you, Josephine. I hope that helped.
Yes, you guys are amongst some of our folks who drop in from India, and we appreciate that.
Oh, wait, I mean Himani. I'm sorry, I said Josephine.
Nope.
Sorry.
That's
Sorry.
one of the coins cards, which they tend to be, in my mind, they look a little bit more from the Indian.
Hey, to do, you are up. So it is your question. I'm
All
not going to
right.
let him babble when I got all these people on the list.
I'm going to use that deck, too, the same one. Hi, Avni.
Hi, Avni. We're not going to be able to fit you in today, unfortunately, because we just have so many readings to do and not enough time.
Okay, to do, go ahead and give us a question or ask for a general.
Entrance exam, waiting for results. So you want to know if you're going to get into your dream college. Okay.
Alrighty. We're fine, Jenna. Thank you. Kind of busy today, eh?
Yeah, we're busy,
Okay, so I'm going to use that Tarot of the
which is
Ages.
a good thing.
It might be a good sign for when we really go into business, hopefully.
Well, you know, we've
Thank you,
got a
to
lot.
do. We have your question.
We have a lot to think about, and I'm just saying in the future for all of you who might be interested in subscribing, I am working on a book project right now, and I've designed a lot of tarot spreads, and I might be wanting to test them out on people soon. So I might be looking for volunteers, and I'm going to offer that up to subscribers first. So, but there'll be more about that in upcoming sessions. I'm not ready to do it yet, but I'm getting close. So, and I'll talk to you more about that as time goes on. But that's a little perk for our subscribers to the YouTube channel.
Yeah, it's somewhere in the middle of the night in India, maybe.
You gonna count them?
3 or 4. Yes, I will.
Okay, Christina. Well, keep it in mind. Stay tuned. I will probably make some more announcements about that as time goes on. I'm in initial phases of getting together which readings I want to experiment with first. There's going to be a different variety, so you might be interested in one more than another. I'm doing spreads in a lot of different categories, from relationships to finance to education to personal development and personal, how should I say this? Kind of,
1 a.m. Okay.
self-examination readings. So what did you get here? Oh. Are you in this reading or not? We have to move.
Yeah, I just wanted to see how the question was framed again.
Okay, we have to move.
Well, it's leaning maybe not so much towards yes.
No, it's leaning towards no, but that doesn't mean it's not impossible. But what it's saying right now is that, wow, there's the Hermit reversed, which I'm not sure that has something to do with knowledge and wisdom acquired. Like there is still something more to be done here. But
This sounds like selling on a choice. Is that refer to who's choosing him?
yeah, I don't know. I don't look at the Four of Cups quite that way. I look at the Four of Cups as kind of movement after a period of inactivity. So I do believe this decision is going to come down soon. And I think that it's going to come down to how you're pairing against who you're up against. You might be up against some very tough candidates.
Yeah, I get the feeling like maybe it is likely that it won't be a done deal. Like I get the feeling like it's possible they may not choose their right choice and maybe this thing may come back around again.
I don't know that can happen with the way they choose this.
There is that. But
So
it could just
I'm
be
not
too
going to
with
give
the
a
overall situation with how the economy is working worldwide now that maybe decisions are being delayed or other.
Well, here's a situation I think to do. I think that this is just a snapshot in time, and at the moment, it doesn't look likely. There's possibility for change. I want to see what this Lenormand might add to this. But I'm sensing right now that it seems like it's a very strong field you're up against. But with the Four of Cups is kind of a positive card. And the fact that you got the Ace of Wands upright indicates that if you're not one of the 30, you're not going to be dissatisfied with where you end up. It just may be that you may not be one of the 30.
So that could mean that maybe if they have to call back, maybe they might be in the running for a callback.
And see, this is what I have, so I just have to call it like I see it here. I'd like to tell you better, Your hand is my way. Okay, there it is. So the cross in the heart. Now, normally this is a card for lovers, relationships, but in a question like yours, I would say that what this is telling me is that you're going to be disappointed and grieving over not getting something you desire. So I think you're going to be disappointed in not being selected, and do let us know. I would like more than anything to be wrong right now, because remember, the tarot just shows trends. Something can change to make that happen. Maybe some unforeseen thing could happen that could change this. But this is where it's leaning right now.
I'm starting to feel that too with those two cards. And I'm also feeling like this pulls me back towards the Hermit reversed. And I think that's saying that when you analyze it, you'll realize maybe there was a thing or two you should have said or a thing or two you should have shown that may have been able to display more to them. So that's a good reflection for yourself to use for, some other occasion perhaps, but at least you'll have an understanding, maybe that reflection on why it went that way. And congratulations, Jenna.
Jenna, that's awesome. I just followed the chat to see that. Thanks for waiting. I really appreciate it. I hope that helps. I'm sorry. It's probably not the answer you really wanted to hear at this time, but don't give up hope ever because I'd like more than anything for you to come back in a week or two and say, hey, you didn't get that one right.
You're welcome. And let us know how things go. Come back again.
And Eleni, you are up. And after Eleni is Lakeisha, Avinash, January Girl, and maybe Am. And we'll see where we can go from there.
Holy cow. I didn't even notice Avinash came in. When was that? There's Ramesh. Am.
I think I've had the longest list I've ever had.
I think we're ready for our lunch break now, and maybe we'll be back.
Kidding. Hey, we had lunch before we started. All right, so Eleni, what do you got? Okay, feels about me and taking a relationship to the romantic level. Okay, let's do a 3-card for that. Let me pull out my cute little...
Where's Avni? Because they think we forgot them.
Well, Avni, you are way down the list. That's why I haven't mentioned you. When you came in, there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 people who came in after Am, and you were the 9th one. So
we're not sure.
So that's why I can't guarantee you a reading, Avni. You just came too late. And actually, I take that back. You're the 8th one. Divine You came after you, I think. I'm pretty sure about that.
We're here 2 hours and we try to give as much quality time with each question. So sometimes we spend a little more with some people. So we apologize. We can't always get to everybody.
And we're free readers, so we're doing this, for free, and we just fit in who we can fit in, and there's no super guarantees, but the earlier you get here, the more likely you're going to get a reading.
So let's show that schedule again.
Yeah.
We are here Sundays Eastern Standard Time in the States, and that's 2 to 4 p.m. And then Thursday evening, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Those are Eastern Standard Times. Also, every night on Facebook and Twitter, we post the tarot card for the day, and that's on our Facebook and Twitter, which you see there. You can leave us queries, questions at our Gmail.
Shuffle.
Where do we have that?
Well, and failing everything else, once we get to what we consider our last reading, we may just be able to draw one card for everybody who's left. We've done that before, and that's the best that we can do today because our list just got so big. Thank you all for coming. It's really awesome. Really builds up hope because, ever since the quarantine stuff started happening, readings have really dropped off. And we're free. So we thought it was something we said, but no, I really think it's the environment. Everybody was going through a lot of stuff because of all the issues with the COVID virus. Okay, so this was about the person's feelings
David.
now, right? Yes,
Right.
currently, and taking it to the next level. Well, there's not things to dislike about this reading. You've got 2 10s in the reading, but one is upright and one is reversed. So we're going to talk about that. And wait till you see the middle card.
That's
so
the
that
10?
one is upright, and that is the 10 of Cups, a beautiful card. Look what's in the middle. Wait till you see this. Oops, and that's upright.
It doesn't want to go. Banshee.
The Lovers, upright.
Isn't it sweet, those little swans there?
But then we have this one reversed.
Oh.
The 10 of Pentacles. So what does this mean? Wow, I'm thinking that the potential is that David's thinking very happy thoughts right now, possibly very romantic thoughts. But maybe some other things have not been going that well. And maybe they're hesitating because on one hand, they may want to take this to the next level, but on the other hand, they don't want to move too fast. They don't want to give maybe a false sense of security right now because they're not really sure of everything the future holds for them. Maybe they're not sure they want to settle down right now. But the Lovers and the 10 of Cups, these are really cards of emotional happiness and satisfaction and love and what else can I say? What can you say, Mr.
Well,
O?
I think that the emotionality is really there and that probably the spirit is willing to move to another level. But I think there's doubts about, self-doubts about whether they would be able to provide adequately or if they feel like there are certain financial or material conditions that will impede this movement, like, trying to figure out how to if you have mutual properties, winnowing down to one, things like that, like how do you bring your lifestyles together, that kind of thing. Maybe they're slightly doubtful about their ability to provide well in the future as the economy is starting to shatter around some people's lives.
Well, and the thing to me is the 10s are kind of the end of a cycle, really. The 9s are really the endings, but the 10s are where cycle's about to begin anew. It's really a completion card.
And they framed the Lovers card.
Yeah.
And they're on both sides.
That's why I looked at it like maybe he just can't get to the point of that final commitment yet. That's why I saw that. But the feelings are really there.
What I do think, too, though, is it is possible that maybe they will, that's in the middle. That love is in the middle, no matter good or bad.
Oh, look at what she's... Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate that. And right now, this is a difficult time. Here is the mice. Hopefully they're not going through any sick spell or anything. That sometimes is that. That could be poverty. That could be a loss of money. That could just be just things on shaky ground right now. And here is the bouquet. Maybe right now they're just feeling... Maybe they're just feeling like they're lacking something, like they don't feel like they have enough to offer you.
Well, yes, to me, with the mice, I always see them as trying to hold on to more, to hide things away and hoard things. And so maybe that idea is that they feel like they have to scrimp and save, or that they have to really try a little bit harder. They have to work harder, that they're looking for more opportunities in a way. With the bouquet, of course, that could be telling me that maybe some of their fears or worries are just a little bit over the top for them. That really, to some degree, maybe things are mostly going to work out because you have love. There's love there. And love really does conquer all in some degree. Sometimes people are happier being poor in love than they are not being in love but having lots of money. So
that's what we have.
I wish you and David the best. I hope that works out for you guys.
And hey, Lakeisha, we made it to you.
Who knew?
Well, you were the last name officially on my list, and it looks like we'll get to do a few more. We'll probably try to go into some overtime because we usually end at 4, but we'll see if we can throw in some more readings and do what we can for everybody today. So Lakeisha, Avinash, and January Girl, and then Am. And then, I don't know, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
Okay,
10, 11 names after that.
Oh, I thought you knew, Jenna. You did miss your reading. I'm sorry.
Jenna, you missed your reading long ago, and I mentioned that. But you might have missed that. So I'll just...
In the new order, you're still down there again now.
Yeah, you would be way down there, Jenna, because after Lakeisha... I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 names before I added yours. You're the 10th name.
We called and wrote in your name, so
Yeah.
we were trying to find you.
And everybody did.
We're
There were
sorry.
people chiming in the chat trying to
Yeah,
get
a few
you.
people were trying to find you too, so that was... So we're sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry. But I'm so happy to hear about your
That's
job.
for Lakeisha. Yeah, that's exciting, so you'll have to keep us in mind about that. And we didn't mention again, so we forgot. Oops. General, what's going on? So we may, after this reading and or the next one, we may try to finish as many cards as we can do with just doing a card for each person and just kind of wrap it up that way.
All right.
We never know either. Sometimes they go fast and sometimes they just
We
don't.
went through 5 people who just disappeared.
Yeah. They
And,
kept calling people.
2
They
of
kept...
you came back later, but we had to put you down the list.
Lakeisha, we have several cards for you. We have the World upright. Beautiful card. We have the 3 of Swords reversed. And we have the Sun reversed, which is not always a great card. So here we go. What's coming for you? Well, the World seems to indicate you've kind of completing a cycle, or you're sort of feeling you have gone as far with a particular project or situation as you can. Maybe you're basking a little bit and saying, hey, I really did a good job there. You're feeling that. I'm wondering if it is connected with maybe also leaving a project and therefore leaving that environment behind, because the 3 of Spades or 3 of Swords does sort of indicate maybe a separate, well, it's actually the other side of that.
It's healing.
It's actually healing. So maybe more likely this is saying that completion of this project has really buoyed your heart and your emotions to some degree.
I'm just looking, what was the last card?
Sun reversed.
Sun reversed. Okay. Well, I would say that maybe I'm not sure which order this is coming in when I look at these cards. Well, I know you have them there, but I'm not sure if you have completed the cycle or it is yet to be completed, and that maybe there has been some doubts and concerns based on some past feelings of hurt or loss, and but it seems like that things could turn out okay. I feel that some of this might be behind you, and that actually this cycle is going to come out in your favor in the long term. The world is just such a positive card. That's why I think that although I
It
am
can kind of buoy the
well,
others.
I am concerned, but I almost feel like these two fit together. There was something painful that you had to go through or endure, and it's really caused you to doubt yourself. But in the end, I think, things are going to come out the way they're supposed to.
Well, I'm thinking that when you possibly realized some other aspects of something that was a separation or something that was strife, pain between various people, that led you to maybe the sense of calm and healing you needed to find, which propels you towards completing that and kind of moving beyond.
Let me do Lenormand quickly. Dr. V, you are you're down the list. We might in our overtime get to you, but I'm not sure. And if not, like I said, we'll try to draw a card for everybody that's left. And we apologize, but we're only here so long. All right. Did I get this combination before? No, I had this card with something else. Okay, we have the ship, which means change or travel, movement away from some sort. And we have the fox, which means that I think you're going to really think about things, and you know what you need to do. You know what changes you need to make, where you have to go next. You just have to do it. The fox is a card of cleverness and wise thinking, and maybe even sometimes thinking outside the box. And it's showing me that you are the kind of person who's going to think your way to this success, this world, this fantastic outcome.
Well, I think too that as you mentioned the sense of betrayal you have, that I'm wondering if that could be tied up a little bit in the fox. The fox can sometimes be somebody who maybe has some deceptive ideas or plans for people, but it could also just be saying that you've recognized that. Was that the second card?
Yeah.
And that basically in charting your course, you are moving away from that deception that you're possibly talking about. But mostly, I think what card is about is that even the Sun card too reflects healing attitudes, and so even reversed, it may be saying you are working towards healing because you know you need it, as well as what the Three of Swords was saying too. About resolving the heartache, moving towards your better world.
Okay,
Thank you, Am. That I couldn't have said it better myself. Thank you, Am.
I missed that. Oh, nice.
Thanks, Jenna. We appreciate that. It's always lively when you're here. You give us a couple giggles here and there, so we love you showing up.
Here and there, she's great.
Lakeisha, thank you. You're welcome.
You're welcome, Lakeisha. After Lakeisha, we finally made it to Avinash. If you are there, Avinash. I'm going to go through the whole list as I have it, just so you can see how many of you there are. So it's Avinash, January Girl, Am, Christina, Gina, Dr. Victor, Googly Tube if they've come back, Ronnie, why do I have Gina down again?
I don't know.
I don't know why. So that goes. Jenna, maybe because I was meant to write Jenna, because Jenna would be there. And then Ramesh, Avni, and Divine You. So you can see the dilemma we have.
We think after Avinash's reading, if they show up soon, we'll probably just try to go through everyone with a quick card or so.
I thought we would do a few more into overtime.
Whatever. I thought we were going to do the one card. I thought you said that.
We are.
Okay.
I think we're going to make it up to... I'm going to try here.
I can look at you funny too,
I'm going to try. We're going to try to make it up at least to Am, and depending on how we do from there. And then the rest will probably have to get one card today.
So we need Avinash.
Avinash, are you there?
I'm going to type their name in.
And see, that's why I said we might be able to go further, because people might have left again.
I don't know if I'm typing your name in correctly.
Avinash, I think.
Whoops, I did it a little differently maybe.
Because there's two that are very close. That's probably close enough.
There's Avni.
Right, and that's at the... Avni's second from the last on the list.
Hello.
Last call.
We kind of got to move quicker now because we are literally seconds away from our actual end time, but we are willing to do a little overtime with you guys today. We got nowhere else to go.
Well, it's true, but yeah, we do have dinner and other things. I personally have to work tomorrow from home, so I still work. Somebody here does not.
Okay, so let's move on to
okay,
our next
January
reading.
girl, you are up. Are you with us?
You're my January friend.
Come on, JG, I know you're here.
Yay!
Yay!
Okay, coupling with an ex or an old friend.
Should we try that as a yes, no?
Sure, why not?
See if they're good. So basically it's, would they make a good couple again? Should January girl revisit this relationship? Rekindle the fire.
We will kindle the flame. Oh, I don't know. It's a little draining, but I just sort of get into
We get a lot of energy from you guys.
We receive energy, yeah.
It's a give and take process.
When I do personal readings for people, for many years that I've been doing them, I often felt that there was an exchange of energy that I felt was healing, or I'm a psychic vampire.
Oh, dear.
Why would you cut them without me shuffling?
Because I want you to shuffle and cut them. Because it's late in the day and we
Jenna, you're okay. Don't worry about it.
Well, I know you feel bad
Thanks,
missing
Jenna.
one of our wonderful readings, Jenna, but don't feel bad for us. We go on. All right. So this is a yes, no. Let's see what we get.
Oh.
Well, we might have to throw some more cards just to fill this in a little bit, but my
Yeah.
goodness, JG, I have one ace. I have a second ace. And I have a third ace. And that's basically telling me, go for it. Systems are
Si,
go.
senora.
I just think we should, son, man.
It's a pretty positive yes is what it looks like.
Yeah, it's about as positive as you can get of a yes.
So we want to get a little texture there.
Holy Nelly.
Holy Nelly.
Maybe there's a reason behind this. Let's just throw a quick, shuffle quick, and cut quick.
You know, we're going to get credentialed to be legal priest. So
yeah, we can marry people.
we'll start another line of business.
Of course, I don't know about traveling to the different ends of the world to do that, but...
Well, if people are willing to pay expenses...
Okay, so what is that one?
That's the Five of Swords reversed.
All right. You have the Ace of Pentacles upright, the Devil upright. Well, and then the Five of Swords reversed. I would say that this is definitely a go. There's some growth here, but be careful not to get too what's the word? I can't think, obsessed with each other. In other words, don't let it take over your life. Keep everything in perspective and balance.
And
That's the key to success here.
And that's what she's getting from the Devil card, I imagine. And I'm going to go with just a slightly different take because of something you said there. And I'm going to say that, yeah, the Devil energy could be arrogant, but also, too, I get the feeling like with the Five of Swords reversed, that maybe within their soul, within their realms, that they have sort of addressed that and that they understand some of that. And maybe they're about to be getting a good job or making some money. I
just think that's very growthful, that there's a good sign for growth in this relationship. I drew the moon and I drew the lilies in the Lenormand. And all I can say about that is that, this could possibly turn into something of longevity.
Very cool.
Are you ready for that, January girl? I think it looks good. Do you have anything to add to that?
No, I don't. I think I'll leave it with that.
And that's what we got for you.
Okay, so we're going to try to get through a couple more real quick.
Very interesting, January girl. You'll have to tell us.
Thank you for our compliment.
Hey, Am, you are up. We're on you. And then after Am, we'll see what we can do. We lost a reading, so I might be able to fit in Christina since we lost a reading. But let's go through Am and see.
And we're going to remind everybody that we have other content on our YouTube channel. We recently, about a week ago, put up the astrological monthly modality message, which is good for the entire season of Taurus. So from last Monday to approximately the 20th of May. And these readings are unique in our opinion. They're astrologically geared to kind of show you how to apply your energies during each astrological season.
We have a question, general reading for May of 2020.
Alrighty. Oh, you're a pleasure to have, Jenna. We love when you show up, so thank you for coming.
Okay, so what we pulled for you for May is the Six of Cups reversed, the Four of Swords reversed. They're all in reversals.
And they're all swords.
Oh, nope. Six of Cups is not a sword.
Whoops, I'm sorry. I apologize.
It's all right.
I want it to be a sword.
I don't know why.
No, I don't. You're welcome, January girl.
So the Six of Cups reversed is basically, May.
Bye, Jenna.
May is a time when you might be thinking a lot about past hurts. And I think and that's what I'm getting from the Six of Cups reversed, is things from the past, or maybe it's conditions in your past that really were not all that great for you. It's time to let some of those experiences go. For something in May is going to make them resurface again for some reason, and you just have to let it go. The Four of Swords seems to indicate to me that some movement is going to happen. It's like you're going to be it's like you might be coming out of a period of isolation and making some kind of move. Maybe not a physical move, but just, a movement in your life, something that you're going to be doing. And the King of Swords indicates be careful in May. I'm doing this very generally because it's generally for the month of May. I'm looking at it, you got to be careful in May the type of decisions you make. Like, for example, if you are moving out of a period of isolation, be sure that what you're doing is, you're making the right decisions in what you're doing, that they are in your best interests for your health, well-being, and your security.
Well, I'm wondering, too, that the Six of Cups also talks about hanging on to some past things, and maybe it's a nostalgia that does not serve you well anymore. Maybe you're having too much regret about things that you wished had went better. So in other words, they're good things, but they didn't end well, or you moved away from them, and so you have regrets there. And then I'm going to move over to the other side with the King of Swords and say that this seems to indicate that some of the things you're thinking about, some of the decisions or questions you have, you're sort of feeling like you want to just sort of breeze through those answers. You're not like going to shortcut the answers, but you don't necessarily feel emotionally drawn to some of what those decisions are. You just sort of want to make those decisions. And
kind of detached, maybe?
It's a detached thing, yes. And then with that Four of Swords, it's mostly what I think Banshee was saying too, and which is the traditional, is that some of this is moving back into an arena again. And I'm thinking it's tied into both of those, which is why I wanted to do those first, that to some degree you've been feeling like you're too tied to your past, and to get over it, you need to start making some decisions and moving ahead. But there's this caution here because maybe you still don't have the right emotional mindset or feelings to do this.
So the first Lenormand card I drew is the Key. And the second one is the Home, which is very interesting to me, right? Because the key fits into the door of a home. And so I don't know if where you live, is going to shift and change, or there's some issues regarding your house, or your house is going to play an important role with you, your living conditions, or something that makes you feel comfortable or at home. I know that's a movement card, isn't it?
Right.
Do you want to add into that, Mr. O?
I don't know if you are planning on moving, as Banshee has asked, but I'm wondering if the move is just metaphorical, that kind of thing too, that it's revolving around these things, that you have to literally find a way to move yourself into another realm somehow. And that maybe what the key says is that something shows up, a clue, something, a way of opening up things that you had not seen before.
And maybe that's happening from just our being all at home and quarantined. I don't know about your particular situation, but we are stuck.
I'm reading a mystery novel right now about somebody who has a hidden room in a mansion, and it's pretty amazing because the room is just so bizarre. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, that's what we have for you. It's a little bit vague, but I think that also the key in the home might also indicate that, the key is to really do things that bring you comfort and security in the month of May, because that's what the home is all about too. It's our refuge, and it's a place where we feel secure and safe.
Right.
So the key might be relating to that.
The key opens us into things, but it also closes us away from other things, the things that we choose to not, partake of.
So I hope that helps, Am. That's what we saw in the cards for you for May.
Okay, and we were going to do Christina, and
you
their question is here. Hi, Christina. Thanks for waiting so long.
Samuel's feelings towards our connections now and plans towards the future.
I'm going to use my Tarot of the Ages again.
Okay.
All right, Christina, we have your question, so we're going to go ahead and shuffle.
Well, use that key and open it up, Am. I have an idea for this reading.
I was indicated I was using these cards.
I know.
Oh.
I have an idea for this reading. Here. Don't wreck my cards. They're brand new.
How much you got? Do I cut them? Do you cut them?
Yeah, you will cut those and I will cut these.
You're confusing me.
I know. Isn't this fun?
It's never hard to confuse me, I think.
All right. Let me grab those. And you grab yours, and you are first. Oops, go ahead.
How dare you?
So basically, Christina asked, what are Samuel's feelings towards our connection now? You are going to throw those cards. Wow, this is really interesting. I'm kind of, oh, well, tell what the cards are. There's the Six of Swords, and it is reversed.
Reversed.
We have the Four of Coins, and it is reversed. And then we have the Two of Coins upright. And so it seems to me that there's an issue of status quo right now, balance, that things aren't moving much right now. Something's got to give. Somebody has to either open up or give in order for there to be movement. So I feel that he is not giving away what his feelings are right now. Is that true?
Well, I think that maybe they're finding that they can't really express themselves because what they really want to do, it's a movement more so in their mind, maybe, that they're trying to find a way to communicate or to express or to be something, but something is holding them back. And I think another issue they have maybe is that they have a neediness about them, that they're really not good with money, and that they find that they're throwing it away, then they're trying to save it, they're throwing it away, so they keep vacillating on some money issues which are not helping them.
And so now,
No, I didn't really say what I thought that one was, so I'm going to go
I
ahead
thought
and
you
do that.
mentioned the balance, but okay.
Well, I did just in passing, but
Okay.
yeah, that basically this sets the tone of that these are questions of what their balance is about, with these two issues, the monetary flip-flopping and emotional realms that they can't navigate.
Okay, so I drew 3 cards for the future of this and where things are going. And I think the Ten of Swords reversed is there with the Five of Pentacles reversed. These are not very happy cards normally in the tarot, and they're reversed, which is probably the best you can hope for out of them.
Especially that one,
Yeah.
of course.
And then we have Judgment reversed. So I don't know. This is very karmic to me. It seems as though somebody has a lot of healing or issues they have to work through. And I'm thinking that it is this person, Samuels, that they just have a lot of baggage, either from their past or...
I think that you're asking is a good sign because I think you have probably perceived that they are close to actually asking or realizing the help they need, that maybe there's been a struggle within them and that they didn't want to appear weak, by looking for things. They just thought they could just move away from it. But I think they are rounding a corner and possibly getting ready to seek help or to admit that they need help.
Yeah, as far as
But-
feelings towards you goes, I'm not, I'm not,
It's not really...
I'm just going to say I don't see any movement there. I don't see it now or in the, I don't know how much in the future you were expecting us to go, but I'm going to say probably for the next 3 months.
Is some of this about possibly what would be considered a major disagreement between you guys, and that maybe to some degree this is not resolved on their part, or maybe it's resolved on both your parts? But I'm wondering if maybe this Samuels has a feeling that there's an immense injustice to him, or that they feel that they've not been treated fairly. And maybe it's not even by you, maybe it's by something else. But I get the feeling like their issues are really strong in that regard.
I personally feel they need a lot of work somehow. There's
Yeah.
something not, whether it's their physical health or emotional stability, mental health, I feel there's something they need to work on. And they need to do a lot of self-work.
Are they possibly in
And-
trouble legally too? Do they have some possible legal problems?
You're the one who feels hurt. Well, it's really interesting about this because, look, I drew the gentleman card, and then I drew the mice. And again, it's interesting to me because the mice card is a lot about sometimes people's health, whether it's mental or physical. Sometimes it's also about things that they lack. And, if I'm looking at it this way, I'm feeling right now that he's still not completely there. I'm really wondering if he's still not sure what he wants, and that maybe he does not want to close the door with you yet, but he's not really there.
And Christina says that maybe he has, but that he won't open up enough to let them know. Clearly, there's something that I always find, and just for your knowledge, Christina, I don't read the Lenormand, but I work with the symbols. I sort of find that this represents a neediness, and I'm going to say it's just with that person that he's very needy, but I don't think that they know how to express that and or to be credible in how they wish to reverse that.
That's what we have for you. I hope that helps.
Good luck.
Sorry, it's not the greatest of messages, but I felt that it was kind of a two-pronged question that I needed to know where he was at now and where it looks like he's at in the future because of the way you asked that. And the cards have spoken. So we are now 15 minutes into overtime, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 names left. So I think, sorry, what a kid, we just don't have time for you today.
We're sorry.
We are running late today as it is, but what we are going to do is I'm going to draw a card for everybody here now. Whether you're here or not, we're going to draw cards for you. Do you want to grab a deck as well?
We'll be back next Thursday at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So I'm sorry, Wada Kid, but maybe you could come back then. We're in major overtime. We have to try to finish up.
You're welcome, Christina.
You're welcome, Christina. 7 or 8 readings real quick. So we're sorry, Wada Kid, but please try to come back if you can.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start naming names on the list, and I'm going to draw a card from your deck, and you're going to draw a card from mine, and we're going to read for each person a card. All right? As crazy as that is. So, who's first? Is Gina. And I'm going to pull from yours. Maybe I want something from here. Well, I've got the Ace of Pentacles reversed, Gina. That could be that there's a slowdown right now with things. Not a lot of growthful things are happening. This is a slow period. And, ride it out. Like the rest of us, there could be a little downturn with money or finances. Something not happening that you were hoping to. Maybe investments not coming through. This could be a number of things.
You might have been expecting some money, and it wasn't as much as you thought, and you were a little disappointed.
So that's what we see for you, Gina. As just a brief overview, you are reading for Dr. V.
Hi, Dr. V. Here's your card. 3 of Wands. 3 of Wands. Dr. Victor, you're always asking us about, job opportunities. And I'm thinking the 3 of Wands is telling me it's coming to you. You're just going to have to wait for it. There's a supreme amount of patience that we're all going to need to have. You are well qualified. It's just a matter of time before your investment comes in.
I don't think I can add a single thing to that. That's what it is. It's kind of a period of wait and see, but that something is going to happen or develop. It's very positive.
Yeah, this was about your career, I sensed. So I hope that helped you.
Hope that helps. And after that, we have Googly Tube.
Right, who may or may not be
Who may or may not be here, but let's just go ahead with it.
We're just doing a down and dirty for everyone.
And Googly Tube has the Lovers, I believe, reversed, which this is a period of, be careful of the choices you make. Don't make bad choices, and especially maybe where relationships in the heart is concerned.
Right. This is about your choices, and I get the feeling that you maybe have a propensity to make some bad decisions, and you need to go into yourself and meditate a little bit more about that. Sometimes what you think is a quick fix is not. You need full duration, not the quick fix.
Okay, and so after Googly Tube is Ronnie, if Ronnie is still here with us. Oh, beautiful. What a happy card, Ronnie. This is a card of emotional happiness and maybe good times with family and friends. I mean, well, if you're quarantined, it's good times with the people in the household or the people that you are staying connected with. There's a lot of emotional happiness for you here. So take advantage of that energy, There's a lot of people who might be around you right now who can offer you some support and love.
I'm not going to add anything to that either, because to me, the Ten of Cups is the epitome.
And now
Ramesh, we're seeing you guys there, but we're actually finished. We're just finishing up a few readings.
go on. I've got this together. Jenna.
Okay. Well, they wanted me to respond.
Oh, okay. We're just doing one card readings for everybody who's come in because we are out of time. So
Yeah, we are actually out of
we
time.
apologize. So this was for Jenna.
Jenna probably left,
She might have left, but we have pulled the star for you, Jenna. And don't you just feel hopeful and happy now that you've got that job that you mentioned earlier? This is very positive. Things are optimistic. Things are looking up for you, and you feel that energy. So enjoy it.
I can't add anything to that either.
And now we are on a one card for Ramesh. Ramesh was on our list.
Hi, Ramesh. We got you here.
We got one card for
Ramesh.
you. We're sorry. Ramesh.
The Magician reversed.
Okay. So this means that, maybe in some area of your life right now, you have to do a little bit more prep work. You're not ready for certain changes or things that are about to happen. Like if you're ready to start a new job or you're thinking of something new, you got to make sure you have everything in place. All the tools you need, all the knowledge that you need. It's a time of preparation. This is not necessarily a negative card, but it's saying you're just not ready.
It is slightly possible that maybe you are under criticism by somebody for not having enough willpower, but I think that my partner's answer is more likely the likely one. But I just wanted you to have that too.
Don't worry, Divine You. We'll get to you.
Woohoo! Look at us go.
So then we have,
Woohoo!
okay, your cards. It's Avni.
Who?
Avni.
All right. We have no idea how many of you guys are still around.
We're just pulling.
Make it stop.
It's the Hierophant.
Oh,
And
okay.
Avni, the Hierophant means that, either you yourself are a very good teacher, mentor, or, a wise counsel to somebody, or you are going to meet such a person who could be very helpful to you, in your future endeavors. So you might meet somebody who can really help you move you along, either in career, with your spirituality, maybe in your education, if that's what you're doing right now.
And for me, I think what this card is telling me too is that you may have somebody who, I don't know if you're qualified, but I think you may be called to officiate a joining or a coupling of people or something like that. So the Hierophant is about.
I know, it's about marriage. Well, it could mean also that there's a possible marriage afoot.
Yeah, maybe there's a marriage afoot.
That's
Okay.
a possibility. So we are on Divine Youth. It's your turn.
Divine You, thank you for waiting.
Oh, okay. It's reversed.
It's
the
reversed.
Ten of Pentacles. So I have to say right now, there might be some issues with, amongst the family right now that, there may be some loss of income. There may be some unexpected problems related to money. You might have to help somebody out in the family who may need your support right now.
It's about pitching in. I think that you're going to find that just there are some folks that are going to need to work together in the family. And the family's not always a blood family. It could just be the neighborhood group that's really tight, that kind of thing. So you're going to have to pitch in and kind of work together. It may be on a project or it may just be because of the circumstances right now. Excuse me.
Grab your cards.
Okay, I got it.
Hey, what a kid. We're going to draw a card for you.
Hi, Wada Kid. Whoa, there it is.
It came out. And it is the Knight of Swords upright, which means to us that there's a decision coming that you have to make. A rather important decision is going to need to be made by you in the near future. If you do not know what that is already, you have to make a choice. The time has come.
Wada Kid, I think that this card actually also means that you are moving into something maybe in your career or something else, possibly an exciting project that you are in charge of, something you're sort of just forcefully moving in and kind of taking charge. All the aspects look good, so that's what we got for you with that one. Anyone else?
And I think the last one on the list is Solar Plexus.
Hi, Solar Plexus. We saw you there at the end.
We'll try to draw a
welcome,
card
Divine.
for you here. Oh, the King of Wands.
King of Wands, solar plexus. This card's for you. This card indicates attractive, magnetic, growthful person or abilities surrounded around a situation like that. It could be where you're going, like maybe you're going to be moving ahead to commandeer a project, or it's a promotion or something like that maybe.
The King of Wands is a card of leadership.
Thank you, Wada Kid. That was very nice of you.
The King of Cards is a card of leadership. And I feel that, if you're not in a leadership position, you're going to be called to lead in some way.
Yeah.
This could even be in your family. You might have to take the lead on something if people can't make a decision or do the right thing. You may just have to step in and take over. In some way, you are going to be called to take the lead on something. And hopefully you're ready to do that, because it's coming. And I think I covered everybody. I hope I did. And we're sorry we couldn't get to you all. But so many people showed up, and it was I'm so happy to see all of you here today. So thank you for coming. And remember, we're here Thursdays from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and Sundays from 2 to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The earlier you get in the room, the more likely we can give you a full reading. And we just never know, reading from reading. Some readings are fast, some are slow. Some people miss their turns and we move on. So like I said, the best way to ensure you get a full reading from us is to get here early. And wishing you a safe, healthy week ahead. And hopefully we will see you again at our live stream next time.
Alrighty,
Take care, everybody. Bye-bye and thanks.